Hello guys, welcome back to Buttons More, and if you are watching me on my social media, well sorry if you don't, well you could start, you probably, noticed that I played 100 hours, and now it's the full name, Night Raids in the World War II, which is skirmish wargame from Graham Davy, which is the guy who stand behind Test of Honor, which well, I sort of like. So, on the social media post, I get a couple of questions. How is the game? Because it's not, regular war game when you have two forces which are just, trying to kill each other. But it's about, as the name suggests, night riding in the Second World War. So one player gets to control, we could say, some small group of saboteurs, which could be partisans, special forces, operators, stuff like that. And the other player will control, I could say, sentries, which are patrolling around some sort of camp or facility, and they are defending it. And the raiders have some objectives to, carry on the base, destroying guns, fuels, stealing documents, killing commander, stuff like that. And the other team has to, stop them from doing it. So since it's not a regular war game, but for me it's played like some sort of mix of wargaming with board game elements, because you can't play it the regular way with just guys running at each other, because it's not how it would work. But in 100 hours you basically have team like 5-6 guys, which are way better than the sentries, and then you get something like about 20 bad guys, which, well, most of them starts off board. And the sentries have predetermined, we could say, patrolling grid, where they are just, going one way around something. And the saboteurs need to, pass and sneak past the sentries, kill them stealthily, and, complete the mission. And what is most important, don't lose so many guys, because that's also failure for the mission. If blow up some fuel silo but everybody dies, it's not a good result. So to make it work, 100 hours have two, you could say, extra mechanics which are not usually in the Second World War game, and one is stealth and the other are lots of event cards. Stealth is sort of easy. You have two set of dice. We could say some are more loud, some are more stealthy. And you are rolling dice, and you need not to roll quietly, because there are some pictograms, like in Test of Honors, for successes. And there are some pictograms for, making noise. If you make noise for a couple of times, you raise suspicion. And if you raise enough suspicion for defenders, they will raise alarm, and, well, all hell let loose. So we need to go stealthily and use, we could say, silence guns, knives, stuff like that. And when the alarm is raised or mission accomplished, you can, start with all guns blazing with light machine guns, which are also in the game. So there is this stealth element. And the other, more like board game element, is events. Because if you play Test of Honor, the basic engine is sort of similar. Somebody would say that it's the same, just tweaked. So activations like in Test of Honor, you have, we could say, officers or NCOs, which are characters and have characters activations, and then we have regular guys. Each of them has token with its activation. You will put them in the bag or cover or something, and draw them blindly, and you will draw character or regular guy. It's your turn. When you draw it, you will play it. If you are with all activations, you will go and give the token to your opponent. And like in Test of Honor, there are three, say, event tokens. When you draw all three, it's end of the turn. So basically there is, you could say, sudden death in the turn. You could be really unlucky and roll all three in the first round. It's possible, not statistically, it shouldn't happen, but it could happen. I think in the game we have something like in 5 activations we get these free events, so we just activate each one a guy, and that was the turn. But when you draw this event card, you will also get, or event token, you will get the event card. There are 2 sets. One is for the raiders, one is for the defenders, and there are some special abilities. So for the defenders, they are, I would say, more powerful because you have cards like, bam, you play card and now the enemy, when his activation, make noise because it's like in every movie he will step on some sort of branch and it snaps and make noise. You have stuff like broken, jammed machine guns. You could make the detonation to detonate before the time is set and stuff like that. So it's quite powerful, these event cards. It makes the game more, I would say, not balanced, but more fun because you don't know what could happen. And for me, it's okay because after all, it's still gaming. It's not, simulation. And speaking of simulation, there is the same stuff like in Test of Honor. And like Test of Honor is not, simulation of samurai warfare, but more like simulation of Kurosawa movie, and it's basically samurai flick. The same thing is about 200 hours because it's not some sort of simulation of raiding the camp, but it's more like movie about raiding a Nazi camp. So you have something like, as I said earlier, 6 guys for if you play SAS, which is, I think, the basic starter is SAS versus Wehrmacht. And the Germans have something like 20 guys. And, you are able to wipe them out. Which is not really big, Of course, it could probably happen that 5 guys will go rampage on 30 Germans, but it shouldn't be, I think, a real deal to do. So, like in Test of Honor, one samurai is without any problem can go and slash through 10 Ashigarus without a problem. In Test of Honor, it can happen. Again, in the 200 hours, there is basically no issue for SAS officer to go and make his way through 10 dumb German patrols because he is the hero of the story. If you are okay with that, I think it's a great funny game. It's really fun to play. It's not really hard, to memorize the rules and stuff like that. I'm not sure it's really that easy to remember, or it's just because I played lots of Tests of Honor, so I'm familiar with the game engine. But for me, it was quite easy to learn, fun to play. Just you need to know that you are not really playing a simulation of wargame, but I don't think it's anywhere advertised as that. It's like funny mashup between board game and wargame. And if you are okay with that, it works for me. It works really well. The game is about something like hour or 2, depending how fast you are in playing. And it's really fun. It has everything you would expect from it. You had the dumb Germans patrolling in the circles. You have the sneaky SAS troops sneaking up them with the knives and stabbing them and then throwing them in the bushes. The stuff you would want. Then you will have, for example, the full depot mission where you blow up their fuel. It blow up in the great fireball. Now all the reinforcements for Germans starts coming, and the SAS starts to disengage to the table edge, which is a rule you need to play. You need to accomplish the mission and then be alive to get off the table. And now the heroic good guy starts shooting at the waves of the Germans, and it's really like cinematic. It's working in that case, and it's for me it works really well. It's like Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, but instead of bad movie, it's a good game. And in that, I think I could really recommend 200 hours to basically anybody who wants to, have some sort of spicing up his World War II war game. After all, you don't really need extra miniatures if you have some in your collections. As I said earlier, you need something like 30 Germans, which is no issue. That's one ball action box. If you are playing ball action or Chain of Command, you have platoon of Germans. And for the 6 SAS guys, you could buy the Wargames Atlantic plastic, which is, sort of supported for the game. Also with the Germans, which are in the, patrolling positions and stuff like that. Or you could just go and buy some metal blisters because you just need a couple of characters, or ask your friends because they will probably have some leftovers for this. Of course, you don't just play the SAS versus Wehrmacht because after all there is official campaign for North Africa with North African miniatures, which is also probably SAS versus Wehrmacht, but that doesn't really matter. There is also some sort of Great Escape expansion, which could be really interesting. And but in the rules there are some sort of suggestions that you could play any other stuff. They are official model for partisans, so instead of SAS and these super guys which are moving Germans by the tens, you could play partisans, which probably will be more stealthy approach because you will don't have these overpowered SAS characters which are killers in the game. But you can swap it if you want. You can play German special forces and like Brandenburgers or stuff like that, and you can raid a Soviet fuel depot without any problem. It works, way around. And to be honest, the rules are sort of generic by the mechanism because after all, it's from Samurai 4 game, and there is basically no issue to take it from the Second World War to the First World War, or even if you want to Cold War or even super modern. I see no issue there. Except, of course, if you play ultra modern, you could have some sort of issues like night visions and drones and stuff like that, which is not in the rule set. But for the basic Cold War or First World War, I think it would work great without any house ruling at all. So I think I said all for quick introduction how the game works and if I like it, because that was most of the questions of which I did it. I think it's great. Only issue I would say, but it's not issue of the game, more like for gamers. It's terrain heavy. You need sort of special board for it, and you need lots of scatter terrain and stuff like that because you need to make some sort of places where the raiders could hide and patrols will not see them because you can play on the plane. Which makes sense. So it's terrain heavy game, so you need a lot of terrain for it to play, which after if you are a senior season gamer, I think you of course have lots of terrain because that's how it works. And also you don't need something really, super fancy. Basically, if you have box of crates or fuel drums, it's all you can play with, and it will do. So I think that's all. So to summarize it, I think 200 hours is great game if you are okay with that you are playing a raid movie in World War War. It's funny. I think it's easy to learn. It's even good, for newcomers to the hobby. If you have a friend who wants to, try wargaming and he's board gamer, he will have probably no issue with playing it. If you want to try it, well, go for it. As I said, it's quite fun. So this was Spartan's War. Leave me your thoughts in the comments about the rule set, and if you like the video, don't forget to like it and hit the subscribe button so you will also see the next one. Bye guys.